Hey, Speedwinghere here. So, in this video I'm going to be discussing what makes a Fire Emblem game fun. Now, some of you may remember that a while ago I posted a video about fairness and difficulty in Fire Emblem where I rated them on an X and Y axis. And in that video I mentioned that I wasn't rating based on fun, and that it could be possible to add fun to a Z axis. Now, this is something that I thought would be pretty simple to do. I thought, yeah, this will be pretty straightforward. So all I need to do is list what are the things that make a Fire Emblem game fun, and then just measure each game by how many of these do they fulfill. So I drafted up a rough list of what I thought would make a Fire Emblem game fun or not. Resource management. I am a strong believer that at its core, Fire Emblem plays better when it has a heavy emphasis on resource management. Now, pretty much all the games have always had this in some form, be it durability, stat boosters, even XP. XP is a resource that you have to allocate, and you have to choose which of your units you're allocating it to. I think the more resource management there is, the more fun I have with the games. Map design. I mean, what do I even need to say here? Having a compelling map to play with is so important. I want to have a lot of interesting terrain. I want to have different methods of completing the map. Side objectives. Now, this is something that Fire Emblem, I'm going to be honest with you, doesn't usually do very well. Most of the time, you go to the house, they say, "Thank you for saving me," and you get an elixir. And maybe there's a little bandit running towards it, so you've got to get there before he gets there. And then a treasure chest. You know, you go open the treasure chest. Oh, look, there's an elixir. And there's a little thief running to go take it. I'm kind of going to group in varied map objectives with this one as well. You know, everyone knows the desperation of the games where it sees every single map, and it does get a little stale. Replayability. In case you couldn't guess by me having a YouTube channel devoted to the series, I am somewhat of a Fire Emblem fan. I don't just play the games once. So if the games have things like route splits, interesting reclassing, choices, meaningful choices between characters and events in the game, I'm gonna be a lot happier, because it means that when I come to play it second, third, fourth time, I can have a new experience each time. Adequate difficulty. I talked about this in depth in my video on difficulty and fairness in Fire Emblem. You want to feel like you're being challenged and your decisions actually do matter, but in a way that it's not the game just unfairly presenting stuff to you to make you fail. Player phase game. Okay, now this one is a bit subjective, and I will touch on that again later in the video. For me personally, I have the most fun when I'm actively moving my characters and, you know, I'm doing something with them. I'm moving all of them, I'm attacking with them, I have to use them all. I do not have that much fun anymore with the enemy phase games. I don't know, different strokes for different blokes, I guess, but just pressing end turn and watching waves of scrubs just disappear on your over-leveled paladin. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's I've just played the games too many times and for too long, but that just doesn't hit the same way that it used to when I was younger. So yes, I want player phase gameplay. Basically what I'm trying to get at is I want action economy. I want it to be that you need to really think about what you're doing with all your characters. And there is a real threat that if you do not deal with the enemy units, they will come and bonk you. Effectively, I almost want the enemy units to be as strong as the player units. Obviously not exactly the same, otherwise that would be a complete nightmare to play. But I want them to be a real threat. I want it to feel like we have to do something actively to stop them. But herein lies the problem. This list is completely subjective to me. The eagle-eyed among you may have already noticed there's something missing here. Story and writing. The deep lore, as I often joke about it. This is not something that affects my fun very much, if at all. In fact, if the writing and story is poor, I might actually have more fun because at least I find it funny. But for many, many other people, it would be one of the main requirements for having fun, as we have found out in recent years. And this is where it gets really difficult. I'm not convinced it is possible to objectively rate fun. You can only do it on a personal level. For some people, fun is very simple gameplay, relaxing. Maybe they enjoy playing Fire Emblem just as a way to unwind, and all they want to do is just move their characters about while reading a cool story and learning about some fun characters that they can feel attached to. So perhaps this really is the true metric behind all the endless arguments about what Fire Emblem games are good or bad. It's not necessarily that they're good or bad. It's more that it's just how much fun as that individual had when playing that game. Or in some cases, how much perceived fun did they have despite not playing the game at all? That is something that happens quite a lot as well. I'm sure that if a lot of you watching this video right now were to make your own lists, there would be plenty of things that are recurring. They would come up again and again and again. But at the same time, I doubt there would be many people that had identical metrics, or at least metrics that are weighed the same way, towards what makes a Fire Emblem game fun or not. I just think this is quite an interesting topic that I've been umming and ahhing about for quite a few weeks now. And it's kind of a shame, really, that my conclusion at the end is just, well, what makes a Fire Emblem game fun is personal to you. And it's a bit of a sappy ending, really. I was kind of hoping I could come up with some fancy graph or formula. I could prove once and for all that because I find Revelation fun, that means it's actually a good game. But sadly, no, I could not come to that conclusion in the end. Anyway, let me know down below what you think. I mean, what are your metrics for fun? Do you think I'm stupid here? Are you just gonna say no? The games I like are good and the games you like are bad. Let me know. And until next time, I'll catch you later. Adequate difficulty. I want it